Like, what are your goals? I'm all about it. I love goals. So let's just get real with this. Let's do this. Let's do the thing. If you guys don't know me, my name is Nikki and I am a voice coach here in Los Angeles, California. I'm a singing teacher as well. I'm also a singer-songwriter. I create content, and if you guys want to book a session with me, a singing session or a teaching session, go ahead and check out my links below. All the things, it's all there for you. So today I kind of want to just like dive into a question that I asked on Instagram, and I asked, what are your goals for 2021? And I got two popular answers and then some, but I got two. And the first one is to sing effortlessly with runs and riffs, right? And I will have another video of that, but today I just want to talk about the other answer that I got, which is to either collaborate or sing more and share. So we're going to talk about a lot of things. But the first one we're going to talk about is to create. What does create mean for a singer? So create could mean many things. It could mean that you write your own songs, or you really love to do covers, right? And you want to get creative with both. So that's what create means. And some of my students are also music producers, such as myself, and we make music, through Logic or GarageBand or what have you, so it can be many things, right? Very, very many things. And so how you want to identify that is, what do you want people to know you for? Do you want them to know you as just the singer? If you are gearing towards that, then do covers and do a cappella. A cappella is great. A cappella is great because you want people to see you make beautiful music and beautiful songs and just share it in that sense. Or you could also do both, right? So you could one time like create a song, write a song, and then share it to the world. You could also talk about how you came about with this song. And I know some of my students do that as well. So it's kind of like, their social media platform, wherever they choose to share it, is kind of like a journal. That could be a project for you. Okay, so whatever the goal is, when you are creating, you want to stay to your truest artistic form. We get so inspired a lot of times, right? So a lot of times we get really inspired by other singers, by other musicians, that we want to recreate or try to recreate what they have. And sometimes that can be really overwhelming. So be true to your artistry. If singing is your thing, and let's say you've been taking lessons and runs and riffs are something that you haven't really touched and created, pushing yourself is everything. But you also want to be realistic with your goals. So when I say you want to be realistic with your goals, stick to what you know best to do first. I always say this: consistency is key. So you would rather start simple, and then as the weeks progress and you gain more confidence in your creativity, you can add on, okay? So don't be afraid to get creative, but also don't be overwhelmed that you have to produce something so professional and whatnot. People love your truest form. People love transparency, okay? So just chill out and start being true to your own artistic value. Next thing I want to talk about is collaborating. Collaborating is one of the most important things that a singer or a musician can do. You could form a harmonizing group, or you could write songs together, or you could collaborate with a music producer and you're the singer, and then you guys come up with a bomb-ass single, like these are some of the things that you want to think about when you're collaborating. But most of the time, we singers don't know where to collaborate, where to find these like-minded people, right? And this is where social media comes in, and there are two websites that I really like. I'm not sponsored in any of them, but I've used them for the business, and I've also used them for like my personal journey, be it like in business or hiking or what have you. And these two websites are really resourceful, I would say. And the first one is, everybody knows this, but it's Facebook groups. They have a group for almost everything. I personally use them for hiking, for YouTube. I mean, my studio has a private group for my students, and they could collaborate and share their ideas and what have you. So that is a good start for you, and be very active. I would say spend about 20-30 minutes per day, and if they see you consistently being active in that group, possibly get. The next one that I like is Meetup. And Meetup is such a great, like, you have no idea. They have a group for almost everything and anything that you could think of. Crochet, cooking, stargazing. I know they have that. I feel like they do. And singing class for women pre-pandemic, but I used to have that class, and it was like on Mondays at 6:30, and I got most of my group members from Meetup, actually, and that's where I was a host at Meetup, and so I would post like the times and days there. I also had like a women in faith class. This was, yeah, pre-pandemic, and that was like, you know, free. It was faith-based, and it was like for 30 minutes. We did a lot of breathing and singing, and then we would go over like a worship song. Sometimes we'd have like potlucks, and I used to have that I think once a month. And so all this information is going to be in the description box, so do not fret if you what is she saying? She speaks so fast. All right, the next one and the last one, and I feel like the most important one, is to share. So when you are finally all collaborated out and you've already have your content, what do you do with it? I am a believer of sharing. Yes, it is caring, but I also think that as singers and artists, it is almost like our duty, and it is a way for us to give back. In times like this, you know, music really does heal the soul, and it is a therapy. It's very therapeutical. So sharing, I think, is so valuable, and the art of sharing could be really tricky if, again, you don't know where to start, right? As an artist and a songwriter, I've just started dabbing into music platforms such as Apple Music and Spotify, and I have my singles out on major platforms, basically. But that's another thing that I will talk about probably in another video, like how to distribute your music. But basically, I find that Spotify is very community-based. They really encourage getting some followers, getting some listeners, and they make it so easy for you to do so. They have workshops as well. So if you're an artist and you have singles that you've already brewed at home or with your producer, Spotify is a great tool for you. I've just started out as a Spotify artist, so far so good, really loving it. I'm simply doing it as a hobby though, so I really wish that I could just like market it even more, but right now I'm in the season of teaching. So when it comes to sharing, I like to share on YouTube, because that is my main platform, is YouTube, and obviously Instagram. If you are new to sharing your content, or you're just sort of like inching your way in, the best one I find for artists is Instagram, which is perfect, right? So you don't even have to sing for a minute. You can share clips of yourself, and if you just want to practice, just kind of like getting yourself out there and practicing in front of the camera or your iPhone or what have you, Instagram is a great place because they only do short clips, unlike YouTube or Twitch, which are great platforms for more experienced artists, because like myself, like this video I feel like is gonna be 81 hours long, so you know. But and for Twitch, I know they go hours and hours of just creating music and just putting music out there. But short clips, Instagram is great. You get a lot of feedback. There's a lot of hashtags that you could use to just kind of create your own community. The way that I love to share is through open mics. These days, a lot of open mics are virtual, so you could go out of your community, actually out of your city, and you could participate in virtual open mics in New York, or like in LA if you're not in LA. Trust me, I know more cities. Okay. I would say some of the virtual open mics require you to go live on Zoom or on Google or on Facebook Live or Instagram Live, I think. I don't know if they do it on Instagram, but I know Facebook does it. I also know Meetup, I'm not sure, but Facebook groups for sure, because I know I'm in a lot of them actually, and I look for singers sometimes and I'm just like, oh my god, let me reach out to this one because she's just amazing or he's just so amazing, you know. So that is a good tool for you. So what is virtual open mic good for, or like how will it benefit us singers, right, and artists? Well, here's the thing, right? A lot of us are not feeling very confident with just standing in front of a lot of people, and even if it's like 5 people or 10 people, right, it freaks us out. So virtual open mics are a good way for you to warm yourself up to that idea. Some require live sessions, as in in real time, but there are a lot of virtual open mics that only require you to give them a pre-recorded one. So if you are ready to share, but you're still warming up to that thought, you can go with a pre-recorded option. It's just as great, honestly. It's just as courageous as also going live on Zoom. So figure out what's good for you. Virtual open mics are great for beginners that have been taking lessons or have been just been singing more and want to take it to the next step. Virtual mics are also great for singers who are trying to get over stage fright, and they're just warming up to that idea. But also virtual open mics are great for students or singers who need to boost their confidence in singing and just in public speaking and everything else. So try those. Again, for virtual open mics, I like to use Facebook a lot, Facebook groups a lot. So, and then also Eventbrite as well. So if you go to Eventbrite and maybe you can search in your local area, open mics, one pro tip is you go on Eventbrite and then you type in open mics, and then they'll show a list of open mics. Instead of going to that event, you can if you want to, if you're ready, but if you're not ready just yet, go to the organizer of that open mic. It could be like a coffee shop, it could be a library, it could be a bar, it could be bars. You could look at that at Eventbrite and go from there. You can bookmark the organizers, and you can even sign up for their emails for future open mics or just any fairs or what have you. So those are my tips. If you guys found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and I strive to get you guys new content each week. Until then, you guys keep singing. Mwah.